So the Reforger developers posted a video on Twitter, and they said that it would leak new features, 2 new features. Let's take a look at the video. So I think the first feature is the increased render distance for grass. Okay, now I'm going to switch back to the game. And it's approximately the same scene at the same zoom level and the same grass render distance, which is on max. As you can see here on my screen, the grass stops rendering here. It gets thinner and then it stops. And in the screenshot in Twitter, it was completely rendered through the entire scope. Now, I think that thing also includes another feature. Now, that doesn't sound that spectacular. However, if you consider previous Arma games, I think even Operation Flashpoint had it back then, is that, you see, the thing in the distance where it doesn't render any grass anymore. In previous games, it would offset the rendering of the terrain mesh, so it's a bit higher than it physically was. So if a player lies prone in the grass, he's half submerged under it, which would simulate looking at somebody lying in the grass at a distance. And that's a pretty significant gameplay feature because, as you see in the video, now if that's combined with the normal grass render distance of sprites, then somebody could be lying in that screen. You could look with the scope and not see the guy because he's just motionless lying there. Because currently the game is a golf course with trees on it. Like if you have a scope and you look in that direction, you will see another player 100%. It's impossible to hide unless you're behind something solid or behind a bush or something. And if they find a way to make distant grass hide a player correctly, and I think they managed to get it right for close grass, then I think it will seriously change the game, because now you can look at the grass area here and somebody could be crawling around looking at you and you would possibly not notice it right away. Now the second feature is a bit more difficult to spot. I'm actually not sure which it could be. I think I have 3 or 4 theories about it. Let's go back to the video. Now the first thing I think it could be is the bloody puffs. They're like smoke puffs but on characters. I don't think that they exist in the game currently, because I haven't observed them yet. So to me it looks new. See that? I'm not sure if it's smoke puffs or also some sprite effects. And the thing is, they're rendered at probably about 120 meters from that view. And the other thing is, if you look at the weapon flash, that's not a muzzle flash. That's a particle effect from the muzzle brake expanding gas to the side. Now, if that is rendered at a distance, which I think currently it's not, that's also a big thing, because now you can identify a shooter from a distance. So it's sort of an offset. You can hide in the grass easier, but if you're shooting, somebody might be able to see the smoke puffs from the shooting. And I think perhaps it's the same feature. It's rendering sprite stuff at a distance with more accuracy. And I think that's one package. Now, what could be the second feature if that all is meant to be one feature? It's something to do with the way the characters move or the way the characters look, because some of the characters, they look extremely detailed for some reason. Now this guy is kind of weird. Notice here. Looking here. He's looking at the player. The head is tilted to the side, but then he turns as if he's crawling away, and he's not shooting at the character, he's just looking at him. You see this character, notice that the chest rig, it looks oddly detailed. Perhaps there's a better screenshot of it. See here, those straps at that distance. I'm playing the game on fairly high settings, and I usually don't see the straps looking like that. Or maybe those are new chest rigs or something. Or maybe it's a new way of rendering characters at a distance with more detail. Or perhaps it's something with the gun. Could this be a suppressor on the gun? I'm not sure. Doesn't look like a suppressor. It just looks front side. Doesn't look like there's a suppressor on it. Like there's nothing with the gun, I think. So that's the guess I have. I think it's the grass rendering distance and something with the way it renders smoke effects and blood spatters at a distance. But I think there's something else in the video in plain sight and I can't find it. Yeah, but notice how detailed the smoke flashes look. I don't think they're actually muzzle flashes. I think they're basically the smoke puffs coming out from the muzzle brake, because I think in daylight conditions, it's very hard to see muzzle flash of a gun unless there's a lot of unexpanded powder that hasn't burned yet. They usually only get that on really short barrel weapons, or on weapons that are so powerful that a lot of the gas burns outside, like a Dushka, for example. Yeah, I think it's a smoke. It's those flashy smoke puffs. So yeah, that's my guess, or my guesses. If you want, let me know in the comments what you think.